We've been getting a ton of questions about Thunkable experts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like tons. It
Wow.
seems like everyone's curious about this whole no-code thing and whether
Yeah, right.
hiring a Thunkable expert is the right move or not.
Yeah, makes sense.
So we're doing a mini deep dive into that.
Cool.
If you're ready to skip all this and get started, head over to theperfectdeveloper.com.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Answer their 5 questions,
Yeah.
and they'll help you find the perfect developer.
I love that tool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Thunkable.
Thunkable.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty popular way to build like
Uh-huh.
simple apps quickly.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of assembling prefab parts.
Right.
And from what I'm seeing in your notes, it could be a lot more affordable than
Yeah.
traditional coding.
Especially if you find the right Thunkable expert.
Exactly.
It's really fascinating to see how this whole no-code movement is
Yeah.
shaking things up.
Yeah.
The Thunkable Experts Playbook from theperfectdeveloper.com,
Yeah.
they really dig into this.
Okay.
It's attracting new developers,
Uh-huh.
experienced developers.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking for a faster way to build and launch their apps.
Makes sense.
It really shows you how the tech world is changing.
Yeah.
It's all about accessibility and speed now.
Okay, so let's say I'm convinced Thunkable is the way to go.
Okay.
Besides speed and cost,
Uh,
what are some of the biggest advantages of hiring a Thunkable expert?
well, one of the biggest advantages is they can help you avoid
Okay.
those common pitfalls, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You're trying to build an app without writing any code.
Right.
It can be tricky.
Yeah.
A Thunkable expert, they know that platform inside and out. They can really guide you to the best approach for your app,
Right.
and they can help you optimize that user experience.
Make it smooth,
Exactly. You want your app to be smooth,
easy to use.
intuitive. Yeah, no one wants to use a clunky app.
Totally. I see that you have customization in our notes here.
Yes.
And I'm looking at the Thunkable Experts Playbook.
Yeah,
It talks about that too,
right.
which seems a little counterintuitive with a no-code platform.
Well, that's where a good Thunkable expert really shines.
Okay.
They can integrate APIs.
APIs.
Yeah, APIs, basically, it's how your app talks to other services.
Oh, okay.
And they can add custom features that go beyond Thunkable's
Yeah.
standard components.
So it's not just drag and drop.
No, it's about creating a truly unique app that fits your vision.
It sounds like Thunkable experts can bring a lot of value,
Absolutely,
even if you're not building like a super complex app.
for sure. And don't forget theperfectdeveloper.com.
Oh, right.
They can connect you with experienced Thunkable developers
Okay, perfect.
with proven track records.
Okay, so let's say I'm ready to start looking for a Thunkable expert.
Okay,
Where do I even begin?
good question.
I see you have LinkedIn and freelance platforms in our notes.
Yes.
What are the best places to find these folks,
Oh,
and
my
are there
gosh.
any downsides to each approach?
Yeah, that's a good question. Freelance platforms can be great for finding Thunkable experts, often at pretty competitive rates, too.
Oh, nice.
Sites like Upwork and Fiverr,
Right.
they have tons of talent on there,
Yeah.
but you really have to do your homework
Yeah.
to find someone reliable.
Okay.
Look for detailed profiles, solid portfolios, client reviews.
Makes sense. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the Wild West out there.
Yeah, a little bit.
What about LinkedIn?
LinkedIn.
It seems a little more professional.
Yeah, definitely. LinkedIn is great for finding experienced developers, people who are serious about their careers.
Okay.
You can see their work history recommendations,
Yeah.
sometimes even examples of Thunkable apps they've built.
Gotcha. So LinkedIn for experience,
Yep.
freelance platforms for maybe a wider range of options.
Right.
And I see you have the Thunkable community in our notes.
Yeah.
What is that exactly?
The Thunkable community itself,
Okay.
it can be a gold mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have these forms.
Where developers share their work,
Okay.
answer questions, collaborate on projects.
Cool.
It's a great way to kind of get a feel
Mhm.
for their expertise and how they interact.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So you found a few potential Thunkable experts.
Okay.
What kinds of questions?
Yeah, what should you ask them?
Yeah, before I make a decision.
This is where the perfectdeveloper.com's advice
Okay.
is really valuable.
Huh?
They emphasize asking the right questions
Yeah.
during that hiring process.
Okay.
Don't be shy.
Yeah.
Ask for specifics.
Like what?
What kind of apps have they built with Thunkable? Can they show you examples?
Okay.
How do they handle troubleshooting?
Right.
You really need to assess their problem-solving skills.
So it's more than just technical skills.
It is.
You want someone who can think on their feet.
Absolutely. Building an app,
Right.
even with no code,
Yeah,
it can be challenging.
for sure.
You want a Thunkable expert who's resourceful.
Right. Who can think outside the box?
Yeah.
who won't give up easily when they hit a snag.
Right. And of course, there's the budget question.
Yeah. Yes, a budget.
I know it could be so tempting
Yeah.
to just go with the cheapest option.
Right.
But is that always the best strategy?
That's a great question, and there's a reason why theperfectdeveloper.com cautions against just going for the lowest bidder.
Okay.
Sometimes what you save up front can lead to bigger problems.
Down the line.
Exactly, down the line.
Gotcha.
You need to find that balance between cost and quality.
Right.
Make sure they can work within your budget and deliver a high-quality app.
Oh, good points now before we wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the limitations of Thunkable.
Okay.
Are there certain types of apps
Yeah. Are there some things that just
can't be built?
can't be built on Thunkable?
Yeah.
That's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Thunkable is fantastic
Yeah.
for rapid prototyping,
Uh-huh.
building those MVPs, creating simpler apps,
Yeah.
but it's not a magic bullet.
Uh-huh.
Theperfectdeveloper.com is very transparent
Yeah.
about the fact that Thunkable has limitations.
Okay.
If you need a highly customized app
Uh-huh.
with tons of complex features,
Right.
you might be better off going with traditional coding.
So it's all about knowing
Yes.
your project goals,
Mm-hmm.
choosing the right tool for the job.
Exactly. And that's why theperfectdeveloper.com
Yeah.
is such a valuable resource.
Okay.
They've created this tool called the 5 questions.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Yeah, it helps you pinpoint
Uh-huh.
the best path for your app project,
It's okay.
answer those 5 questions, and it guides you towards the ideal platform,
Okay.
consultancy, or even an agency that specializes in
Gotcha.
either Thunkable or traditional coding.
So it's a good starting point,
It's a fantastic shortcut.
especially if you're feeling
Yeah.
overwhelmed.
If you're feeling overwhelmed, just start there.
And it's free.
And it's free, exactly.
All right. So how do I know
Yeah, how do you know?
if Thunkable is actually the right fit
Right, for my app.
for my app? Yeah.
You got it. It all boils down to
Okay.
a few key factors.
Right.
Theperfectdeveloper.com, they actually suggest focusing on 4 main areas.
Okay. 4, what are they?
So first, the core functionality of your app.
Okay.
Can you get what you need
Uh-huh.
with Thunkable's
Right.
pre-built components?
Yeah.
Or does your app need some really complex features
Well,
that
yeah.
might need custom coding?
So give me an example.
Okay, so let's say you're thinking of a
Oh, yeah.
simple fitness tracker
Okay.
that just logs workouts, connects to a wearable. Thunkable could be perfect for that.
Okay.
But if you're thinking about a social media platform
Okay.
with real-time chat
Yeah.
and complex algorithms, you're probably going to need traditional coding.
So it's really about understanding
Yeah.
the scope of your app.
The scope and complexity. Yeah.
What's number 2?
Number 2, well, budget, of course.
Right.
Thunkable can be so cost-effective,
Yeah.
especially for simpler apps,
Uh-huh.
because you're saving on that developer time.
Right.
But remember,
Yeah.
if you need lots of customization or your app needs to integrate with a bunch of APIs,
Yeah.
the cost can really add up.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What about the development timeline?
Okay.
Is Thunkable always faster?
It's generally faster
Okay.
for those simpler apps,
No, no,
but
no.
it's really important to have realistic expectations here.
Right.
Even the best Thunkable expert can't build a complex app overnight.
Right.
And if your app needs a lot of back and forth
Uh-huh.
testing revisions, that timeline's going to stretch out.
Okay. So we have functionality,
Yes.
budget,
Yes.
timeline.
Yes.
What's the 4th one?
The 4th factor is you.
Okay.
How comfortable are you with no-code platforms
Gotcha.
if you're a complete beginner?
Thunkable can be a great way to
Yeah.
just learn the ropes of app development.
Okay.
But if you have coding experience
Right.
and you prefer more flexibility,
Yeah.
you might find Thunkable a bit limiting.
So you got to align your skills and comfort level
You got it.
with the right tools.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's why I love
Yeah.
theperfectdeveloper.com.
They're great.
They've got this tool called the 5 questions.
Yes.
It helps you figure out the best path for your app project.
Your app project, yeah.
Answer those 5 questions,
Yeah.
and it'll guide you to the ideal platform.
Okay.
A good consultancy or even an agency that specializes in
Right.
either Thunkable or traditional coding.
So it's a good place to start.
It's a fantastic shortcut.
If you're feeling lost.
If you're feeling overwhelmed,
Yeah. And the best part is it's free.
it's totally free.
So there you have it. We've explored the world of Thunkable experts.
We did it! From their advantages and where to find them, to the limitations of the platform,
Right.
and when it makes the most sense to actually use it.
Exactly.
If you're ready to take the next step in your app development journey,
Yeah.
head over to theperfectdeveloper.com.
Yes.
Try their 5 questions tool.
Good idea.
It might just be the perfect starting point to bring your app idea to life.